Okay guys, this is going to be an annotation of futility. It's really important that you do this individually, so pop your headphones in, listen, write. Don't just write what's appearing on the page, but you're going to have to note the additional information that I give you as we go along as well. So Futility, the poem, was written by Owen in May 1918 and was published in June that year, on the 15th of June, and it was one of his 5 published poems, and at that time he was writing under headings, and this poem falls into grief. It was written after he met Sassoon, and Sassoon encouraged him to shift his ideas about war, his ideals really, and insert his personal experiences into his writing, and this is exactly what he's done in this poem. The focus is on the aftermath of war rather than transporting us into the action of the battlefield. And Tom Silkin, a poet critic, has stated that this particular poem hovers between outrage and an elegy. Now, you would have already just looked up what an elegy is, so you can see that those ideas juxtaposing each other. It is set on a winter morning, and it is at the front line of war. We know this, he's a war poet, and we can assume this. We can't hear what's going on in the background. So it is literally about a soldier being moved into the sun for hope of him surviving whatever is killing him. And we have this idea of snow that comes through, and so there's hints at what might actually be the cause of death. So throughout this poem, it is a literal thing about him seeing a soldier die and someone he knew personally, and then it moves on to him talking about the big philosophical question of all of life is why we're here, what is our purpose, and he's meditative and reflective on that. He ponders nature's power to create life and then take it away. The poem itself is of sonnet length, so it has those 14 lines, but that's really the only rule of sonnets that this particular poem follows. There's none of the syllables, and the rhyming scheme doesn't reflect one of a sonnet as well. When we talk about the rhyming, he uses his half rhyme, and Owen uses this often, and this is called para-rhyme. And so we have these words sun and unsown, and they're called I rhymes, which means that they're very close sounding to each other. They don't look similar, but the sound of them is similar, but they're not exact rhyming words. So he's used those in line 1 and 3, and he's also done it with once and France in line 2 and 4. The last few lines of the first and second stanza use full rhyme, and by using rhyming patterns not exact, okay, he doesn't have a clear rhyming pattern, he expresses the broken harmony of war. This is all reflected in the second stanza as well. We start with an imperative, a command, and it's quite a gentle command. It's suggesting that the action is happening now. It's transporting us into that time. It's quiet. It is tender. It has gentle connotations. And it is in massive contrast to the flung the bodies in Dolce. So this move, it's a gentle movement that's happening. We're introduced to the sun, and the sun is personified throughout this poem. He uses it as a framework in which to hang his thoughts, and it's a symbol of life, warmth, and healing that we get the whole way through. So gently the sun's touch awoke him once, and we have this adverb of gently, and it suggests a positive attitude towards the sun at this particular time, and it's quite reverent movement. It's poignant poem, and it's again juxtaposes to that idea of flung the bodies in Dolce. The idea, the word touch as well, reinforces the light, reverent, respectful movements that are happening at this time. And the word whispering also does that. And we get this idea that the sun is whispering, or it's this lullaby of promised security. So that's quite beautiful too. He goes on, And he says, at home, whispering on fields unsown. And this idea that awoke him once. We get this insight that Owen knows that this soldier, that he knows this soldier, and it's a personal recount of something that he's told him before. He knows that the soldier is from a rural home, and this fields unsown and this rural setting is symbolic of potential and opportunity after war, which is now left undone. The idea of fields unsown is also a metaphor for a life that is not fully lived. He then moves on to this personal knowledge of the sun always it woke him, and even in France. So we get this idea that maybe they served together on the front line in France. They're not there now, they are now somewhere else. So we're being transported into a different time. So the relationship between the persona, Owen, and the soldier himself is a very personal one. He moves on to this word, always it woke him. So Owen has confidence in the sun's work. Okay, again, this positive attitude towards the sun. And then it moves on and it includes this word, until this morning and this snow. So the repetition of this shows that today is different and this snow is different. We've come across this before, but today is different. And the until reveals the sun's failure, and we also have this coldness of death that comes with the snow as well. And the snow itself is contrasting tactile imagery. So we had the warmth of the sun pitted against the cold of the snow and the coldness of death that comes as well. If anything might rouse him now, the kind old sun will know. And the sun is personified again, and it's a soft, gentle force. And he's talking about it in an affectionate tone. It is kind, it is old, it is all-knowing. So what we have is quite peaceful atmosphere that's created through natural imagery. And it's quite a beautiful tone that comes through in stanza 1. It's unchallenging, it's tender, and it's hopeful.